I've never been abroad. Can you imagine like someone who's never been abroad and he's planning to go as an international student?
Yeah. So why did you choose for 2 degrees back?
I had a personal interest in it, like how to market, how to launch companies, how to, get a marketing plan, have to collaborate with the groups or do some assignments or have like, working with a founder of a company. Balance your study, balance your, part-time. Don't overwork yourself. Now you have like, like GyanDhan, like they have like a lot of partners for the education loan.
Thanks, Vidit, for coming here. My first question to you would be if you can tell me a bit about your background and what inspired you to choose the study abroad path, right? Starting from the bachelors and also then for the masters.
100%, Aman. It's my pleasure to be here today, and it's been quite a journey throughout. I would say I grew up in India and was looking forward for my post graduation to happen in somewhere abroad. I think it was kind of my personality where I wanted to be more independent, and I wanted to look forward for some more opportunities. I want to look forward something which is outside my own home country, So that's what I actually started looking forward for what courses I can go for. If you go by career background for myself, I did my bachelor's in India itself, BBA, Bachelors in Business Administration. I learned a lot there, a lot of business case studies and all the stuff. But I thought like, that's not enough for me. That is not enough for me. I wanted something which is a little different, which is something of my own. And I don't know, I felt like I wanted to get out of my comfort zone somehow.
Did you do double bachelors like after?
I went for the post-graduation. I went for post-graduation just after my bachelor's. If I recall, I would say in second year of my bachelor's in India, I started looking for, educational counselors, going to them, and it was very overwhelming. Someone suggesting this particular country, this course and all the stuff, then GMAT, GREs, IELTS preparation and all the stuff. But I was very thorough with it, like what I am looking for at that moment. I finally found with the course in the Fanshawe College. It was a marketing management course, and that's what I did. And that's what for the first year. Second year, I actually went to Centennial College. It was International Business Management. And it was really interesting courses, which I have done. Was able to network with a lot of people.
So these were 2 different courses?
There was 2 different courses, yes. Two different courses, 2 different cities all together in Canada. And it was totally different courses, which I have never learned in my bachelor's. But yes, it was really... at that particular time, if I look into it, Aman, it was hard. Like especially, I've never been abroad. Can you imagine like someone who's never been abroad and he's planning to go as an international student?
Yeah.
It was hard. And initially, I planned to go to United States, but things didn't turn well. I was not able to get like what I wanted from the course and the curriculum, I would say. Then I actually switched to Canada. And it was overwhelming, but I'm glad when I look all over those past 7 years as an international student, it was hard, but when I look back, it's kind of inspiring for me as well.
So I have a question, like why 2 degrees? Like usually people go for 1 degree and then they look for jobs after, going abroad.
Yes.
So why did you choose for 2 degrees back?
100%. That's a really good question. I think so. That's very useful for students, those who are aspiring students, those who are planning to go abroad. 2 degrees give me 2 specializations. So I know I wanted to do marketing because I had a personal interest in it, like how to market, how to launch companies, how to get a marketing plan. And with the course itself, I was able to get the sense with the working with those companies where I was delivering the marketing plans and marketing services to them. So second degree was more of the international business management. I had a kind of a sense where I believe that I thought India has a great startup culture, and I would be looking forward. I think I would be able to add more value if I had an international business management, where I would be able to help out companies to help them out to scale up in future. So that is why I actually opted in for the international business management. But international business management also helps me out to network with a lot of industrialists in itself during my courses. Because if I remember, most of my professors were actually holding and were either the directors of some companies. So I get to know like very hands-on training from their experiences, what they faced during the time for building a company. So that's why international business management, I chose like 2 specializations, and I think that was really, really helpful and it worked.
How has been the journey? Like once you graduated, where did you work? For how long?
Oh yes. If I tell you about the international student, a day of an international student, it's tiring. It is tiring. It is hard, I would say. So let's talk about my day. Okay. So I actually went on to the morning. I started my day as in the morning, cook my own breakfast, no house help for sure, cook my own breakfast, then had to catch bus to the college as well. So had to manage that time, leaving time from the home to catch the bus, and minus 30 degrees Celsius in Canada.
Okay.
Imagine that the snow, and you have to wear those long boots just to get into the snow. And it's the first year itself. I went in September intake. Just after a couple of months, it was snow. So it was quite hard. And I tried a little bit to schedule myself a lot during those days. What I did is I tried, because just like in India, it doesn't happen in most of the universities abroad. You can make your own schedule. You can pick your own classes. You can actually check it out, like when do you want to take those classes, if they have the flexibility. So what I try to do is I try to schedule all my classes in one day. So I used to go like 3 days college. After the college, I used to do group meetings, because most of the curriculum is designed this way, where you are actually, have to collaborate with the groups, or do some assignments, or have working with a founder of a company. So you need to have to schedule them, right, for their time. And so that's what I used to do after my classes. And then I used to do a part-time as well. I used to work in McDonald's. I'm telling you, right? So for a day itself, it was lot many tasks. So if I was not studying, I was flipping burgers. Yeah. I was serving coffees in McDonald's, and so that was pretty much for a day.
How this transition from being a I would say spoiled kid. I
wouldn't say
you're the prince of your home in India to
yes.
Shifting abroad. The next day you're doing laundry, you're cooking, flipping burgers, serving coffees, catching buses. So was that transition difficult?
It was very challenging, definitely. I would not call like a prince, but yes. If you compare the life over there to comparatively from here to there, it is kind of like a prince kind of a treatment which you get from your mom in home. Like you get the home cooked food. You don't have to travel that much. Yeah, for your college, like it can be different from the student to student, I would say, but yes, it was very challenging. One thing I will tell you about is the moment I landed, we actually was looking for our accommodation. After 3 days, we actually found the accommodation. House was dirty. And I thought, like me and a few other people were there, and we thought the landlord would be calling some cleaners and to clean the house. That didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So you pick your brooms and mop the floors, which was kind of different, to be honest, at that time. But when I see it now, it's like a daily use. Yeah. It's like a daily core which I do every day at my home when I'm living abroad, right? So it was a little bit different. But working as a part-time, it was difficult to manage, studies as well as work at some point.
Physically exhausting as well.
It was
traveling.
But one thing, if to all the viewers or all the aspiring students, those who are going there, and to all the students who I have worked before as well through Can Leap Education Consultancy, what I tell them: balance it. Balance your study. Balance your part-time. Don't overwork yourself. Don't exhaust yourself, because your motive is to do get the assignments done. Don't overwork in part-times because part-time is there to fulfill your survival needs.
Enabler, like it's not the main thing.
It's the main thing. Bigger things are coming in your journey. So yes, it was initially hard, I would say, challenging to see. I didn't knew anybody from there. So it was challenging. I sometimes felt like after a couple of days going back, coming back to India, because I felt like I was just left with 2 suitcases. And but eventually things got turned up, I would say, and things went in my favor. And I think like it's a life cycle of an international student.
What's kept you going? Like every hard day, like I'm sure you must have thought that, okay, hey,
Yes.
let's go back.
Let's
so
go
what,
back.
What kept you working towards it? What
Exactly.
was that motivation?
100%. It was, see, my family actually supported me from their own personal finances. That they actually they ensured that I would be able to sustain myself in my abroad studies. So we were actually looking for loans. I would have been a little bit I think so, like we were looking forward for the loans at that particular time. But it went a little bit challenging for us because GyanDhan was not there, I would say. GyanDhan was not there. It was 2016 when I think you just started back then, and so GyanDhan was not there. Maybe I didn't know that. Knew about GyanDhan at that particular time, but it was quite a hard task for us to look forward for the loans for my family.
Did you not get the loan, or you were exhausted by the process?
I was so exhausted. My family, like, I was not taking care of it. It was my dad who was taking care of the loans and all the stuff. But at the end, what happened is they actually said, okay, whatever, we are disposing of or using our own personal savings, funds, whatever we had. So that was one of the major motivation for me, to be honest. Like, I know, like, my family has spent that much on my education. I wanted to prove them that, hey, I would be able to sustain it. And being like, independent myself, I wanted to look independent, just explore things. It kept on going. I thought I kept on going.
Family, and I think family is a major source of inspiration for
100%.
any journey for that matter.
100%.
Since Vidit, you have been a student yourself, have gone through the journey, and now through your company and this startup, you're sending students abroad.
Yes.
So you have seen the both side of it, right?
Yes.
So my question to you would be, what has changed, like when you were the student versus the students going abroad? So what has changed in this
over the 6 years, over the 6 years or 7 years of journey, it has changed a lot, I would say.
Okay.
There are
good change or bad change?
it's a good change, I would say. It is a good change. See, I think the change is an important part of everything, I would say. Study abroad at that particular time was supposed to be very, fancy kind of a thing, I would say. Like it was exclusive to be, where not everybody can access it. Especially, there were not that much fundings available, I would say. Imagine, just I mentioned to you, if my family didn't have the personal savings, I would not been able to get onto the, study abroad journey. I would have been just be doing here something, which would be fine too. Like it depends upon the student, what they want. But somehow I would have felt bad not to explore because of the finances. But I think now the things have changed a lot. Rather it be finances, now you have like GyanDhan, like they have like a lot of partners for the education loan, and you guys don't some of the courses which you have, you don't even need a collateral.
Not even
Co-applicant for that. So imagine that, like now you have access for the funds and you can actually go forward with your abroad education. So that is something, it has changed. The other thing which I would say is what has changed over the period of time, Aman, is curriculum. There has been a shift in the education patterns, I would say, which is education patterns, I would say, like now the economy is working towards the skill set. They are looking forward to what skills you have rather than the degrees, what kind of skill set you are holding. So to all the aspiring students, I would say, please don't go for a general degree program. It might have worked in the previous years. With the coming of artificial intelligence, especially IT, or like, gaming and all the stuff, those are like a few really good courses are coming up in the study abroad. So you should look forward for some skill set. It can be a web developer, it can be a content marketing, it can be something in the MBA in tech, MBA in artificial intelligence, MS in artificial intelligence. Please look forward for some funnelized skill set which you should be looking forward. And
so you're saying that the general courses are not that valued.
I would
not that valued.
Say I would say, like, if you want to go for a general program over the general program, I would say go for a specialized program. Go for a specialized program, especially for these students, those who are going for undergraduate programs. They should always look forward for they should always look for something which their degrees have, like internships or the co-ops, I would say. Because imagine you are you are going for a bachelor's degree just after your 12th from India. You're going to the bachelor's. You do need to have the exposure of how the companies and the work style, and you do need to network. So I think, like, you do need to have to work with those education counselors like Can Leap or any other counselor which you are working with, to look forward to the courses which has an internship, or we call it co-op. So that is something which would be really helpful. I would consider this as a tip for the international students. So if you are an international student watching it, please look forward for the skill-based program, as well as if you are an undergraduate student, please look forward for something which allows you for the internship as well. So that's something which would be my take on it, and that is the greatest shift from then and now, and which is really important to understand.
Right. And how has you changed as a person with this entire experience? Like, what has changed in you after studying abroad?
Oh yes, what has changed in me? Like, I would say definitely there's a lot of changes where I have the access of information in terms of, like, access of networking throughout, like, because I didn't mention that, but after graduation, I was applied for like 70 to 80 jobs. So I know, like, all those companies those were working in those things. 100% I'm more patient, I would say, because the being patient and still being enthusiastic, I would say, it comes along when I was applying for jobs. And after my graduation, I told you about the McDonald's, right? Yeah. So as a part-time, I still continued as a part-time job in McDonald's while just after graduating, I would say. But what I did is I was still applying for jobs. 70 to 80 jobs in total in 3 months. I didn't get any interview. So overall changes, patience, how to upskill myself, how to, look forward for the new opportunities. And you would be very surprised. I landed up a job in a bank. It was a Royal Bank of Canada. It was a great company. To be honest. I was hired as I would say, a credit officer, like where I used to do credit analysis and all this stuff. But what I was a marketing student, international business management. Opportunity knocked down my way. I took it. So I would say now I'm more opportunistic, and I take a lot of opportunities and grasp them, and very patient, always looking to learn, being like, always a great learner. So that is something which has changed. And one thing I would say, it's not about learning, a great cook as well. Okay. I am a great cook now, because last 7 years I've been cooking myself. And so I'm a great cook. So if that would be a great tip for the aspiring student as well. If you are actually going abroad, get a hands on cooking, guys. Get a hands on cooking, please.
That's something.
For sure.
So any last tip? So let's say if you want to say few words to the students who are planning to go abroad, be it any country, what would be your one piece of advice to them?
I would say keep on moving. Okay, keep on moving with your pace. Things gonna be changing. If you are an international student already watching this, or if you are an international student who dream to be abroad, that is okay. Treat the world as your classroom where the world gonna teach you, and your dreams be the compass. You draw whatever you want and explore the way you wanted it, but at the same time keep on exploring. And I think it's for anybody. For anybody who is actually looking forward for a new journey. Keep on going. Be patient with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't compare yourself what other person has done or what they have achieved over the period of time. I was not the same from last 7 years, to be honest. And we are talking with a collaborator here, and and now I own my own company. So I was not the same last 7 years. So being patient is one of the things I would say, and please give yourself enough time to know what you're looking forward if you're studying abroad. Even if you're not looking forward to study abroad, if you're trying to stay in your own country, just in back home, please welcome those opportunities. Don't be like, a closed book, be an open book, and try to welcome all those opportunities. And for sure, try to get hands on your few of the house activities as well, and getting your groceries done by yourself. If you are grocery done by yourself, cooking for sure, and just be there to it's gonna be hard initially, but you will be very proud of yourself. Even if you are just planning to study abroad, or even in a different city where you are actually staying, you should be proud of yourself. It is very much inspiring that you are actually moving out of your comfort zone and looking forward for those opportunities. So, and please network, because that is the biggest thing. So with the networking, you would be able to get friends, you would be able to make new friends, you would be able to get lot more opportunities, you would be able to, and the different cultures, man, be open to the different cultures, respect them and be open to different cultures, learn from different cultures, good thing, every culture has a good things, and learn from them, learn the way they do if you want to do that way as well, and network and explore new opportunities, travel. Because being an international student, you can actually travel a lot of cities and countries if you want to, and don't overstress yourself, I would say. So this would be.
I think you've given the entire checklist for the international.
It's my pleasure, because I've been into the same journey, and So whenever I get to work through Can Leap, right, Aman, I get to work with a lot of students because we help them to move them abroad. So I get this lot of students to work with me. So every student, when I work with them, what I found is, Vidit, this question, you had it in your mind too. The question which this person is asking, you had this in mind too. And so that's why with my own journey, I wanted to give as much recommendations, as much advices, so that whatever the mistakes I have done, you should not be doing it. So that's what, until then, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Aman. Thanks for calling me here.